I don't really want to take up too much time.
Alright everyone, I have a few more screenshots left to go. Just know that if I'm looking off the screen, it's because the record button is in the way and I'm just reading the same article on my phone. Okay, so this is part 2 of the Naomi Osaka and Victoria Mboko match. So I'm just reading that now and then I'll give my thoughts on why Naomi did not congratulate Victoria. We'll get to that. Okay, so the caption reads, Victoria Mboko of Canada lifts the trophy following her win over Naomi Osaka of Japan and Haiti. After finals tennis action at the National Bank Open in Montreal. And this picture was taken on Thursday, August 7th, 2025. And credit goes to the Canadian Press and Christine Mucci. So it says in one corner, Mboko, a teenager announcing herself as Canada's next tennis star. In the other, the 27-year-old Osaka, a former world #1, having a resurgence after stepping away for 15 months for the birth of her daughter in July 2023. Both players were unseeded, the third time ever in a WTA 1000 final, and Mboko was only the third wild card to make it to the tournament final. Mboko arrived in Montreal with her star rising in the tennis world. A promising junior player who dealt with a nagging knee injury the past 2 years, she began the season on a 22-match unbeaten streak in the lower tier ITF Tour before rising through qualifying to the French Open third round and making more noise at Wimbledon. Her breakthrough in Montreal put her on the map in her home country. Over in Toronto, the Sobeys Stadium crowd broke into cheers when Mboko's win was announced during the men's singles final between Ben Shelton and Karen Kachanov, confusing both players. All right, so we're reading below where my photo is, okay? She's done it. Incredible performance by our Canadian champion, Victoria Mboko, Prime Minister Mark Carney posted to X, formerly known as Twitter. Keep forgetting he's the Prime Minister. Tournament director Valérie Tétrault said before the final that, quote, it's been all about Vicky Mboko. Montreal, Quebec, and even across the country, right now, everyone is following what's happening at this tournament and is inspired by this young woman, only 18 years of age, who keeps surprising us. She said she has a bright future ahead of her. Tennis Canada announced a third sellout with Mboko playing and a total of 287,329 spectators for this year's revamped 12-day 96-player National Bank Open. Next up, Mboko has withdrawn from the Cincinnati Open and will now be seated at the US Open, the final Grand Slam of the season in late August. This report is by the Canadian Press was published August 7th, 2025. All right, no more need for anything on the screen. Okay, so congratulations to Victoria Mboko. Obviously, she's from my country and she won on home turf. Congratulations, my dear. Unfortunately, I'm not as well versed in sports as I probably should be, but oh, my heart sings for you. I'm so proud of you. This is the kind of accomplishment we really need for the nation. And I'll say congratulations to Naomi Osaka as well. You know, being runner-up is no small feat, and hopefully there's a prize for runner-up as well. But excellent work, excellent job. I know that you just came back from having a baby. I've talked about you on here previously due to a request, but essentially I was saying that, you know, I feel like 2 years is really what's needed for our body to really recover back from childbirth and get back into prime athletic form. And the fact that you were able to make it to runner up at this point, excellent job. That said, I have noticed for the past 2 days that there's been a lot of controversy with the fact that Naomi Osaka did not congratulate the winner of the tournament. She managed to thank everybody else except the winner. And, you know, I do know that people use Naomi Osaka to weaponize her against Serena Williams back in the day when Serena lost to her. And, you know, they used her as the poster child for poise and for grace. And this situation didn't quite show that. Now, I'm not sure if this was just passive aggressiveness, where she was like, you know what, I don't, even though she won, I don't have to acknowledge it. I don't know if it was that kind of situation. She claims that she blanked out. That's also possible. You know, she's still kind of getting her foot back into things, as I kind of mentioned previously. It could have just been an oversight. Maybe she was just really feeling the emotions. I know that she definitely has a lot of mental health challenges, which is why I'm trying my best to be gentle with my critique. I will say though that this looks really bad. It looks really bad on Naomi's part. And I don't think people are going to let this go quickly or easily. And even if Naomi quote unquote congratulated Victoria separately, she should have made a public appearance, I think, or maybe in the coming days, she should make a public appearance and come forward and say, you know what, I would like to formally congratulate Victoria. Because unfortunately, Naomi, I know she's not really big on press releases. I know she's not really big on speaking up publicly, but this is the sport you chose to pursue, and this is the kind of thing they require of you, right? So you kind of do need to make a statement. And the fact that so many people are making it such a big deal that you haven't come out and you haven't supported Victoria and you haven't spoken highly of her, it says a lot. So in the stitch that I did of this video, you can go back to it and you can listen to her full speech. For the part 1 video, I also stitched a video where she was talking to an interviewer, and the interviewer had said that Victoria saw Naomi as an idol, like as somebody to aspire to be. And so if you knew that going into the tournament, I think your words of encouragement at the moment would have meant a lot. But even if you couldn't do it in the moment, I think for the sake of good relationships, even though you said it privately, the public didn't see it, right? And sometimes the apology has to be as loud as the disrespect. And so I think you should come back and you should have that discussion and say it publicly, that you congratulate her and that she did a great job. And you don't necessarily have to say you're passing the torch, because I think you're still young and I think you can still come back and have a really good career. Maybe you can say, you know, I'll see you next time on the court and we'll spar again or something, you know. But I do think you need to address this publicly. I don't think you could just leave this hanging. That's all my thoughts, I think, and we'll talk.